Hey guys, it's Kate Muldoon here. I'm a business owner. I run a business called Ladies with Tradies. It's Australia-wide and it works to educate and support tradie business owners, particularly couples in business, and make sure that they're working the trade and living the life. I've got 6 staff in that business, so that keeps me pretty busy. And alongside that, my husband and I run 3 other businesses. We have Doon Build, which is Jason's building company, Just Doon at fishing charters in the Northern Territory, and also a new female fashion brand called Foul Hookers for female fishers. So that keeps us pretty busy. I just wanted to jump on, and I want to say a big thanks to Nick for giving me the opportunity to tell a little bit of my story, I guess, and hopefully it might resonate for a few of you who are business owners or busy people in general. Most people are nowadays. Give you a bit of insight into my mental health journey, and the good, bad and the ugly of that. So with my work at Ladies with Tradies, working with couples in the trades industry, I've been really open about my mental health journey personally and in business. And I want to share it because it might just resonate with you, whether you're a tradie business owner or not, or a business owner or not. Mental health affects everybody. Nobody is immune to it. I did think, given that I had a healthcare background in my past, that perhaps I could dodge a few of those bullets, having a bit of the wisdom from that education and nursing training, but I was wrong. I was diagnosed with anxiety, depression, ADHD, and a couple of other things in May 2023. And that came 2024, sorry. That came through a series of events that I'll talk to shortly. But if I'm realistic, my mental health journey probably really stems way back to when I was like a 14, 15-year-old kid, where I was very angsty. I was angry all the time, wore a lot of black, all of the things, but didn't really know what to do with my emotions. So when I was first diagnosed last year, if I go back a little bit further from that, in early 2023, I came back from a break over the summer and I was still burnt out. What happened then was I couldn't see clients. I couldn't face my work. I couldn't face my business. And essentially I had to step away for an amount of time in order to work towards getting well again. So some of the symptoms that I had at that time included aggression. I was verbally abusive. I was highly agitated all the time. I lacked quality sleep. I was eating all the time. I was impulsive in my behavior. That included, drinking too much when I did binge drink. Just overall, I was destructive, I guess, in my relationships and just in my personal and professional world. I still functioned really well though, so I still was able to show up most of the time at work, but I wasn't really performing well at all. I've got to say it wasn't great. So to say I'd been a bit of a handful is probably a bit of an understatement, and I'm not saying that lightheartedly. I'm very sorry for a lot of the stuff that happened for me and for my loved ones whilst I was quite unwell. So I had to get some help, I guess. Fast forward a little bit on from there, when I'd taken a bit of a hiatus from work, I became suicidal in August 2024. 2023. And it was bad. It was really bad. I didn't want to be here. I didn't recognize that it was that far at the time. I just remember saying often, I just want to walk off into the distance and never come back. That was when it was time. Something had to change. So I want to be clear that I had been doing a lot of work for about 20 years. So I have been through counseling, psychology, sexology, mindset coaching, business coaching, you name it, personal development. I've invested tens of thousands, probably even into the hundreds of thousands of dollars into my mind and my well-being. But I realized that it still wasn't enough. So I was lucky my GP tapped me on the shoulder and said, I think it's time for some medication. So I went on medication. Was it the right one the first time? No, I was on that medication for probably about 12 months and then realized I was probably had worked through a bit of my depressive symptoms and it was probably a bit much. So I saw a psychiatrist, and that was last year when I was diagnosed. So it was a game changer going on medication in the first instance. I am grateful for that. And I've probably come to recognize that I'm a person that will need some kind of support, whether that be, right now I'm on natural remedies for sleep to help me to sleep better, because I'm a person that wakes up at 3 a.m. in the morning and wants to innovate on a new business idea or solve the problems of the world. So my busy brain with that ADHD and the anxiety that can come with that diagnosis can be quite troublesome. So I've come to recognize that I will need some kind of support, whether it be medicinal or herbal, maybe for the rest of my life, and I'm all right with that. I team that with exercise, and I don't mean rigorous. I mean going for a walk, a run here and there, just to clear the head of a morning and start the day the right way. I also continue to get counselling intermittently, and I still work very hard on, talking to people about where I'm at. So the medication was the thing at the end of the day, guys, that got me through and helped me to probably break a bit of the cycle to now become more well than I can ever remember being. I'm excited. I am full of life. Without even really changing a lot. My weight and my health has improved, and it's because my mind is better. It's so much better, and it's from all of that huge amount of different support, therapy, counseling. I reduce alcohol intake. If I'm not feeling that great mentally, I'll reduce the amount of alcohol or substances, if you'd like to say, as an overarching umbrella to ensure that I stay at a fairly good baseline. So it's just about, really getting to know yourself and appreciating that there are times that you cannot F with the system, guys. You think that you're bulletproof and, I'll be right. It's just one weekend of having a few extra drinks. But I know in myself, if I'm a little bit rocky in the mental health space and then I douse it with alcohol as a depressant, I'm probably going to be a bit of a shit person the following week. So that awareness has really been helpful to me. When I think about my work with tradies, the sad thing is I would say about 75% of the tradies that that our business interacts with have had or do have some kind of mental health challenge, whether it's an active diagnosis or they've never been diagnosed before. It's quite common for us to get to a point with the fellas and say, listen, love, I think that the way that you're feeling and this helplessness and this agitation and this anxiety that you're experiencing is beyond just a now thing. I think it's a broader issue. And so we will often refer our fellas, our tradies, out to support services, just like I've had over the years. And we're lucky to have links in with businesses that support tradie mental health. So I guess what I'm trying to say here, and hopefully through sharing, is that it doesn't discriminate. Mental health challenges. You can be a very successful person. You can have great relationships. You can be the life of the party. You can be the person that, lights up a room. But you can also have your own suffering, and it doesn't have to be that way. So just know that you're not alone, and it's really important that you do the things even though it's scary and uncomfortable. And like me, you might think that you are bulletproof or are bulletproof. None of us are. Everybody experiences mental health at some point in their lives, and I guess it's up to us to decide how much we're going to allow it to take control of us. And yeah, we get to, if somebody's asking, are you okay? And they're asking multiple times, don't do what I did and just go, yeah, I'm all right. The people are seeing something in you, and sometimes they won't see it in you. But if any of those symptoms that I talked about that I experienced are symptoms that you experience, then maybe it's worth taking a greater look. So hope this helps. My inbox is always open if anybody wants to have a chat, whether you contact me personally or on the Ladies with Tradies Facebook page. Would be really happy to talk. And yeah, just wanted to say thanks for listening to my story and hope it helps somebody.